Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD, the mod for Total War Attila. So it's been a while since I've last played or shown the campaign for this mod, which is still a work in progress. I know I'm going to get a million questions. Jackie, is it out? When's it out? When's it out? You know, I don't know. It's still a work in progress, so it's not available to everyone. You're just going to have to be patient. And you'll see why. They have added in a ton of new features and mechanics I didn't even think were possible in Total War Attila. There's population, you can annex vassals, the HRE is getting a complete revamp, kind of like in, you know, EU4. Like, literally, it kind of starts to feel a bit more like a Paradox game than anything else, with new decision tabs, like cities are individual. It's just crazy, and we'll take a look at all of that in today's video. So this video is going to be more of just kind of like a, oh, that's new, oh that's cool, that's in the game now, rather than a normal campaign part or anything like that. However, if you guys do want to see a brand new campaign on Medieval Kingdoms, if you get this video to 750 likes, I will just start a brand new kind of mini campaign, kind of like what I've been doing with the Alexander the Great, where we have like targets and stuff like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just dive in. So a lot of you guys might be fairly new to this mod. This might be the first time you're seeing it, and this is a medieval, basically medieval free mod for Total War Attila. Some of the stuff they have done is just crazy, and yeah, I guess we'll talk about the difficulties of modding it as well in a little bit. So we obviously have the two campaigns. So this is the only available one right now, is the early period, but they are going to be adding in a later start date, which I think is really cool because it will allow you to basically you know, just play at a different time in history, different scripts, different things going on, different borders, and you know, with the more advanced units and stuff right off the bat, which I think is pretty cool that they're going to be planning into adding in two brand new periods. So yeah, and also there's a new screen right here as well, which I think is really cool. You've got a whole wealth of factions, and this is one of the reasons why the mod is, you know, taking a while to complete, because of the fact that you've got every single faction. There's like 60 odd factions here, and each and every single one of these will basically have, you know, their own unique scripts and events to make them interesting, and their own decisions. Again, we'll get onto decisions when we dive into the campaign. So it's kind of crazy the amount of like detail and love that has gone into this campaign already, and as I said, it's not even out yet. Yeah, it's just pretty crazy the amount of different factions and other stuff that you can do. Oh, it looks like Norway's picture's a little bit messed up. So I don't know, who should we just dive in and take a look at? Who would be cool? Teutonic Order's pretty decent. Toulouse is kind of cool because they're like a vassal, and there's a cool vassal mechanic. Maybe we should just load in the France. I know Paris is a little bit boring, but they do have vassals, and that could be quite useful to show you annexation. Hungary could also be pretty cool as well. Yeah, let's just jump into play as Paris right off the bat, because they do have vassals, I believe, and there is a new annexation of vassals where you basically just, well, as you know, as stated, you annex a vassal, so you can vassalize someone and then you can integrate them into your kingdom, much like you do on EU4. And then you'll just basically get control of their cities, and their cities will then become part of your empire. So again, it's like a really unique thing that kind of sounds like it should be in the game already, but it's just not in Total War, which is a real shame. Obviously, as always, massive shout out to all the developers who have been working on this mod tirelessly for 5-6 years now. Yeah, it's pretty insane the stuff they've managed to achieve. We have the Pope. So the Pope's influence has kind of been revamped a little bit, and again, we'll see why with the decision tab in a little bit. But the Pope, you'll have to gain favor with him, and then you can spend that favor by, you know, gaining money from him and other stuff. War wariness as well has been revamped a lot more, so it's actually a lot more applicable to your kingdom and encourages you to sue for peace when you do kind of get a bit tired. And there's other stuff that will attribute to that war wariness now. So here we go. Look how fun this is. Right off the bat, you'll notice something very different. Look at all of these borders going around the campaign map. It kind of makes it feel a lot more like Medieval 2, and that is the reason, because if I click on a city, every settlement is now individual, and this is a very interesting way of approaching things, because I wasn't sure when they said they were doing this if I would like it or not, but I really actually kind of do. It means that you can just build up settlements. Like every settlement you can, if you put enough infrastructure into it, can be built up and be extremely powerful, and you can actually have these really important structures rather than trying to kind of accumulate everything together. But you also, you know, it doesn't necessarily take away from the very kind of, you know, grand scale of building an empire up, because there's a lot of buildings. I'm not sure if I have one in Paris or not. But there's a lot of buildings that affect adjacent provinces. So, you know, Paris can affect still Orleans if I built some buildings that would, you know, achieve that down here. So it's not like, you know, oh, every settlement is isolated now. You can still very much affect everything on, you know, in the surrounding area, and you can still build up these multipliers and get like Paris to feed Orleans and go from there. But I don't know, I really like this change. It makes things feel a lot more unique. I think it fits the setting a lot more, and it also fits the way that every settlement has walls and so on and so on. So yeah, I'm personally a big fan of this change. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you like the fact that everything is like individual? As I said, it gives me very much the Medieval 2 vibes. Especially when I'm looking at like the campaign map and I'm seeing all these borders and everything. Yeah, I really do like it. So one of the biggest changes to Medieval Kingdoms since we last played it is the introduction of population. Yes, you heard me. Population is now in the game, and there's going to be a set, I think, of 4 classes, which you can see on the left hand side, or 5 classes, but I don't think we get access as France to tribesmen. I think they're more of a nomadic population. But as you can see, in Paris right now, we have a population of 165,000 people. We have 5,500 nobility. We have 99,000 burghers and 55,000 peasantry. So actually a lot of the merchant class. And you can also see the available manpower of each class as well. So we can actually recruit 24,000 burghers into the armies. I guess it's more of like a middle class rather than like a merchant class. It's just kind of like the, not peasants, but they're kind of well off, you know. They can, and they're, you know, it's in a dense city of Paris, so that makes sense. And yeah, you can see the units that you will be buying. You can see that it's going to be drawing from a pool. So for example, if I want to recruit some men, you know, if I recruit this unit, it's going to take 160 men away from the burgess class in Paris. So yeah, there you have a working population mechanic in the game. And I think that's going to be pretty crazy, because there is a custom script in 12.12 that when the Black Plague hits, all of Europe gets absolutely ruined. I think it's like 25 turns of just awful effects. Population is plummeting, your economy is just destroyed, and you basically have to survive the Black Plague and then rebuild afterwards, which I think will just be so fun with the way the population works. As well as that, these population numbers will be affecting your economy as well. I believe the more of certain classes you have, you get bonuses, but certain bonuses to like industry, you know, farming, the amount of food that's produced, and other stuff like that, which again is really exciting to see then population stuff come in. And you can also see on the left hand side right now the differences, you know. So for example, if I'm upgrading my market square, I'm going to be getting more of my second class population from this, and that's going to help to kind of, you know, prove that, so I can build more units, get better modifiers, and, you know, make Paris into a richer city. I will mention this though as well, before people do point it out. Paris is obviously not historically where Paris is. That's because they like physically can't change the way where settlements are. And even if they did change where settlements were on the campaign map, the AI wouldn't know where it was. The AI would still go here to attack this province. Obviously, they've renamed it. This is called something else in Attila. And they've obviously renamed it to Paris because it was kind of like the closest they could do. But yeah, for example, if they would move the settlement up here to where Paris is, the AI would still come here to attack it. And it just doesn't work. You know, the AI is... Yeah, and I will mention this now as well, like some of the stuff you're seeing is insane that they've managed to do it in Attila, because there's no campaign modding tools whatsoever. They're basically having to reverse engineer all these mechanics you're seeing in the game, and it's insane that they're able, you know, the time and effort they're putting in to do this is really, really impressive. You know, all for free, all for you guys to play when it is eventually done. So yeah, I have to give them a massive shout out, you know, constantly. The amount of effort that all modders put into the Total War stuff is amazing. So yeah, huge shout out to them. So as I said, yeah, population is now a big thing in the mod. You'll be drawing from your soldier classes, obviously the nobility as well. Not that we can recruit any nobility right now, but yeah, that'll be becoming obviously a big important thing, and having to manage that and ensuring that you have people in your regions to do certain stuff. It'd be kind of cool if they could ever tie like upgrading instead of like growth, having like a population cap or something could be kind of interesting. But I imagine growth is probably affected by population. And as I said, very much this is still a work in progress. You know, this will get more and more developed. But yeah, like for example, over in Normandy up here, we really don't have any nobility whatsoever. And you know, you can see obviously Paris is a major city, so we have, you know, this is our capital. We have a ton of our recruitable manpower, but over, you know, up here in kind of Normandy area-ish, you know, you can see we barely have anyone to recruit from. We could recruit 3,000. That's basically, we can get one full stack here, and that's about it. And the population growths as well are a percentage. So when you drain a population, it's going to replenish a lot slower because it's going to be the percentage of the number left over. So that's going to be population, one of the new mechanics. So we've seen population, we've seen the fact that there are now individual cities. Obviously, buildings have been reworked as well. You can see a ton of new buildings which are going to be applying to this, and you're going to have to, you know, obviously pay a lot more attention to it. So this is one of the things as well. The Catholic monastery gives sanitation to each city it's kind of adjacent to, so you can kind of have a central hub where all the sick people will kind of migrate towards there. So that's why the sanitation elsewhere is going to be helping out. So there'll be loads of buildings like that which you will obviously be messing around with. You'll have armor upgrades, and you know, the buildings have been reworked to kind of accommodate this system. One of the next things as well is going to be the decision tab, and it kind of feels pretty crazy to be seeing this because, you know, decisions in Total War have never really been a system, but the modders have managed to achieve something really, really cool. It kind of feels like I'm playing Europa Universalis 4 all of a sudden. So France only have two. Actually, sure, let's go over to one of the other factions who have a few more decisions. I'll quickly cut this and we'll jump over and take a look at the decision tab for someone who has a few more. So I thought it'd be kind of cool just to show you Milan, because Milan, I think, have some of the most decisions. They're kind of generic missions. A lot of the other factions do have, like, Epirus, I know, has formed the Byzantine Empire. A few of the other kind of nations around the world have their own unique ones to kind of complete certain missions. But for the most part, they're going to be kind of similar to this. And Milan being a minor settlement, you know, minor city in Italy, doesn't really have the major decisions at the beginning, but can evolve into them. And, you know, they can do so much with this decision tab by adding more in as you hit each rank. So, for example, you know, to form into the Kingdom of Milan, instead of just the city of Milan, you have to go ahead and found a kingdom by controlling 4 regions. At the moment we only have 1, and then instead of just, you know, being, I think we're just called the Commune of Milan, will then be renamed to the Kingdom of Milan. And then we can obviously also form a kingdom or an empire even as well that requires 18 regions. We can also see here as well about the, you know, if we have the high enough papal favour, we can go ahead and trade in some of these favours for some money from the Pope as well. So staying on his good side is pretty goddamn important. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show off this really cool decision tab because it kind of seems really simple and doesn't really seem that crazy, but we've never had anything like this in Total War ever, really. And it's really impressive that, you know, the modders have managed to create, because just think of all the things you could do with this tab right here. You could have stuff, you know, evolving as events happen that could kind of, like, you know, spawn certain decisions you can make. I mean, there's already a ton of scripts in the game, which we'll take a look at one of the really cool ones in a second. But yeah, there's just like a lot you can do with this tab right here by adding in unique stuff. As I said, the Byzantines have ways to form, or Epirus and a bunch of the other factions have ways of reinstating the Byzantine Empire. Maybe as like Sicily, or if you're an Italian one, you could try and reform the Roman Empire. Like, there's so many kind of events they could do, you know, forming Russia or forming the United Kingdom, or, you know, like there's a bunch of stuff, maybe forming the Iberian Kingdom if you hold the whole of Iberia. There's just like so many cool empire building mechanics they could add in, and even just like, you know, having something here that would stimulate the economy, that would allow you to get more population of a certain class, you know, pass a tax that lowers your food on every building, but, you know, increases the peasant population. There's just a hell of a lot of stuff they could do with this decision tab, and it's just really cool indeed. So let's jump out now and jump back into a Sicily campaign, because I want to show you one of the cool events they get on their second turn that kind of speaks to how a lot of stuff will happen in the campaign, really, no matter what faction you play as. Okay, so we're playing a campaign as Sicily. This is the first turn. You start off with a fairly decent empire. You have kind of the basic found an empire and found, you ask the Pope for money because we are already a kingdom. You obviously hold a range of territories and stuff, castles, etc, etc. But one of the things I really wanted to show you guys was some of the awesome scripts and unique styles of things that they have in this campaign. So historically, around this time period, the HRE gets annexed by the Pope because he does some crazy stuff, and there's a big old war. Sicily's trying to claim the throne and stuff. So to try and stimulate that, they've created this really cool event. I think it's Pope Innocent, yeah, Pope Innocent III now backs the Sicilian king as the new HRE empire leader, and you have a choice to do this. You can do nothing, and you know, some other events will aspire, you know, kind of be created from that. It says your consequences of your choice are not quite yet clear, so stuff will kind of evolve from your decisions, which is just really, really cool. Or you can just press your claim and then you declare war on Otto the Fourth. And you have to go and conquer him, and you're now at war with the majority of the HRE. There's a few other factions that might join, or might, like, I think every faction has the ability to join, or maybe Pisa joins every single time. I'm not too sure. But either way, you have to go and obviously make your way through him, and obviously if we end the turn again, you'll then get another mission. So already that script is really cool, right? Giving you the ability to try and go for the HRE, or, you know, just kind of bide your time, accumulate your power down in Sicily. And then obviously they've kind of, I guess, attached missions to it as well. So you have these scripts that will do events, effects, and, you know, make decisions in the campaign map. And then, oh yeah, the Fifth Crusade's been called as well, which is always cool. But you also get missions as well, which give you objectives to go ahead and achieve. So right now, you know, if you go ahead and own the region of Frankfurt, or just kill Otto the Fourth, so you could just kill the HRE leader, or go up here and conquer it, you'll get a huge bonus for 10 turns, loyalty to all characters, and a massive increase to diplomatic relations to all other Catholic nations. So yeah, that's just so cool. Like, I felt like I had to add in a cool script like that, because it just kind of, it's more like a, not so much, it's like a narrative campaign, but it's giving you options. It's still a sandbox, but it's giving you these really cool story arcs that you can or cannot follow. And that's just so awesome that this has been completely designed and created by modders. It's really impressive, especially with the way that the new kind of like province system works as well. You know, you start off with a decent army, so you'd be leading this army northwards. It'd take you a handful of turns. You'd conquer Pisa on your way, getting, like, you know, military access with a bunch of the elect accounts. And there's also like a ton of really cool stuff they're working on for the HRE. I'm not sure if I can show it. I probably won't show it, but there's like a really cool system where it's where I can probably show you kind of what they're planning on doing. There's like basically there's like a diplomatic mode where, like, some people are green, some people are red, some people are like blue, and you have to kind of, like, it's like the way to like manage the electors so they all kind of keep in your side. It'd be insane if they ever managed to get like an actual like voting thing, and the HRE was more of just a bonus you get if you get elected. I don't know how that would work, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they got something in there, because at the moment there's like a separate map, kind of like this, but there's a map, and then there's, you know, all the different countries, and you have to try and get them on side and stuff. It's insane. But yeah, cool. I think that's going to be the video. I don't think I can show you guys the annexation. I was trying to mess around with annexing a vassal, but I don't think I can. I mean, again, France does have Toulouse as a vassal at the beginning, so I know you can't do it on your first, like, I think it's like your first 5 to 6 turns. You can't annex anyone, and then when you freshly make a new client state or a vassal, you have to wait 10 turns to annex them. So maybe you just have to wait 10 turns before you can. But basically, it's just a great way of kind of like pacifying a region and then bringing them into a fold a little bit later in your kingdom. Yeah, because I imagine it'd be like on your decision tab, right? That's how you would annex. Oh, yeah, you don't start off with any vassals. Who starts off with vassals? I can't imagine the Holy Roman Emperor does. Let me just take a quick look, and I'll see if I can find someone with a strength of vassals. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how you do it. I think obviously as the HRE, I know that they do have a bunch of vassals, but they're kind of a bit different. They're more electors than anything else. Also, you're getting more of the wrath of Pope Innocent coming in and, yeah, giving you some pretty bad negatives. Obviously, I've been excommunicated, so a lot more people are more likely to declare war on me. My papal standing is awful, meaning we're going to get bad public order bonuses. Yeah, it's not going to be a fun start, but you can obviously try and conquer everyone, bring a lot more factions into the fold and unite the HRE under one banner. It'd be nice if you could, like, form Germany or Prussia or something as well, as, I know obviously it's a long, 500 years, 600 years too early, but still, it'd be cool if you could do stuff like that. There is also as well, this has kind of been in the game for a while, but you can levy soldiers as well from your electors and from your vassals, so you can actually kind of have a nice little vassal force that have come to fight by your side, which again is pretty cool the way that they've integrated that. It just really fits the game itself very nicely indeed. And as I said, one of my favorite new additions is all these borders appearing on the map. It really adds a nice unique feel to the game, I think, for sure, compared to other Total Wars. But yeah, that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap up. You can see we're also at war with Sicily as well, as they did choose to go to war with us. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see a proper campaign, let me know who you want to see me play as, and obviously by hitting that like target down below. Let me know what you also thought of the new campaign features. Are you liking this? Are you not liking it? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.